in Amando College, and I'm here with my partner, Jessabil Eleazar, to discuss to you degrees of comparison of adjectives. When we want to compare two or more nouns using adjectives, we use the comparative and superlative forms of the adjective to show comparison between the nouns. In here, we have the sentence, honey is sweet, sugar is sweeter, but victory is the sweetest. In this sentence, we are comparing the three nouns using the positive, comparative, and superlative forms of the word sweet. Okay, so we have the following set of sentences. She has a big black dog. He is a sweet boy. The cupboard is clean. So the adjectives are in the positive form. These are the simple adjectives that simply describe the noun without comparing it to another. Next, we have these sentences. I have a big dog, but hers is bigger. He is sweeter than the other boys. The cupboard is cleaner than before. Okay, so in this, we have the adjective in the comparative form. These are used when we are comparing two nouns and need to show which noun possesses the adjective or character in a greater or lesser amount when compared with the other. And next set of sentences, she has the biggest dog in the colony. He is the sweetest boy in class. And the cupboard is the cleanest in the house. So these adjectives are in the superlative form. And in this form, we use this when three or more nouns are being compared and we need to show that one or more of the nouns possesses the adjective or characteristic to the highest amount possible. We usually add the before the superlative form. So there are certain rules that must be followed in making the comparative and superlative of the adjective. Not all adjectives form their comparatives and superlatives in the same way, and there are also some irregular adjectives that form completely different comparative and superlative form. So we have the first rule. When there is a silent E at the end of the positive form, we remove and add ER and EST. In this example, the positive word is nice, nicer, and nicest. As you can see, we add ER to form the comparative and EST to form the superlative. And this is the next example, late, later, and latest. Now we come to the next rule. When the adjective ends with a Y, we convert the Y into I before adding the ER and EST. And this is the example. The positive adjective is pretty, prettier, and prettiest. As you can see, we change Y to I and we add the ER and to the superlative EST. So we have prettier and prettiest. And the next example, lazy, lazier, and laziest. Now for the next rule, if the adjective is a small one with little stress on the vowel, we double the last consonant. And this example, we have the word adjective hot, hotter, hottest. So the consonant letter T is doubled for the comparative and superlative, and we add ER for the comparative and EST for the superlative. And wet, wetter, and wettest is another example. Now, we come to the next rule. Words with two or more syllables. There are few adjectives that ends in ER and EST, but we add more and most to form the comparative and superlative form of the adjective. In this, we have the example, difficult. We add more for comparative, more difficult, and superlative, most difficult. And another example for this is careful, more careful, and most careful. And last rule is irregular comparison. In this, we have As I've mentioned before, we have adjectives that form in a different form of word to show their comparison in comparative and superlative. In this, we have the example bad and becomes worse for comparative and worse for superlative. And another example is good, better, and best. Okay, so that's all our example for the adjectives and their rules and how to make them as comparative and superlative. So I have prepared some short quiz or short sentences that will help you to apply those rules. And we have the first, that is nice. That is a nice cat. It's much blank than my friend's cat. Next. He has an interesting hobby, but my sister has the blank hobby in the world. Yesterday, John told me a funny joke. This was the blank joke I've ever heard. And next, we live in a small house, but my grandparents' house is even blank than ours. And lastly, skateboarding is a dangerous hobby. Bungee jumping is blank than skateboarding. And that concludes our lesson for today. I hope you learned a lot and see you next time. Ciao!